Hi everyone, hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Vechain, the ticker's VET versus USD. I'm going to try and have a look at it against Bitcoin right now before I begin, so don't forget. But just to remind you, this is the weekly time frame, okay? Or if in doubt, always zoom out. And this is what we're looking at. I will always remind you at the start of the video that this is potentially where we see, because I make the videos and people go, where's the price prediction? Well, that's your price prediction, okay? And the wave 5 Elliott wave theory, providing we can retain this level of support, which we're doing really, really well, by the way. We're holding a level of support for Vechain. Again, if we do start to roll over, we've given you breakdown targets, put cheeky bids on the EMA, the 20 EMA on the weekly, where I would imagine you would see a bounce there. For Vechain, it's looking really good for continuation after this long level of consolidation, okay? And you only have to look at Cardano to see that went through that for 10 weeks before any more upside, and potentially, you know, you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in. If you get the same level of consolidation as Cardano, it gets a bit boring, a bit flat, then that's where you're going to see that breakout, you know, over the next few weeks towards June. So golden, just have patience, basically. It's, you know what kind of project this is going places. So effectively what we're going to do is look against Bitcoin, so I don't forget, okay? So yeah, this is Vechain versus Bitcoin, and I've never really laid the fibs down on this, so I'm going to have a quick look now and see where we are on the fibs. But this is a previous bit of TA that I did around about February, I think it was, a cup and handle pattern from what I can remember, and we actually broke up and we met the target, so that was good. But you can see it's got relatively overextended, but that in it, just off the bat on a weekly, that looks like a bull pennant, you know. And what I'll do, just straight off the bat, looking at that, like we're forming a bit of a bull pennant on the weekly against the dollar as well. So like I said to you, if we continue to do something like this on the weekly against USD, and we continue to do that against Bitcoin as well, you've got a breakout target, and I have given you that breakout target towards 40 cents there for Vechain versus Bitcoin USD. So that's where you could see that particular price prediction up there for Vechain. In a bit, once after this level of consolidation, I'll drop that in just there, so you can see future reference. We'll come back to that, but what I'm going to do is just look at it on the fibs and see exactly where we are. Okay, so obviously that's the previous cycle top for Vechain versus Bitcoin. Then it went into a bear market, it bottomed out down here, got the bullish cross, the buy and go to the beach signal, and then you can see the continuation right there for Vechain. So what I'm going to do right now, obviously find the bottom. Actually, this is the bottom just there. That's the actual bottom. So what you do, you always go to the bottom right there, and you can see effectively top, bottom, and this is where you can see that extension for Vechain versus Bitcoin just there. That's it. So yeah, you can see what it's done. It's exactly run into the 1414. This is why I should probably look at Bitcoin charts more for you, okay? But obviously I'm so busy and I get a bit blindsided by the videos, and I'll be honest with you, I've got a bit of an hangover today. I wasn't going to do any videos, but I thought I'd better keep you updated, because celebrating Leicester City's win yesterday is what a triumphant win that was for Leicester City. It was great. So yeah, effectively you can see exactly what Vechain's done. It's come up. It's not got to the 1618 extension yet, which is brilliant. You know, that's our next target effectively. You've come up, you've hit your head on the 1414, you've come back down, and obviously you've bounced off that 786. You see that in that larger correction, so you hit your head, 786 support, bounce back up, and you've effectively landed on the previous all-time high, and that's what's happening now. You're just sort of coming up into 1272 again, and you're back testing the high, so it looks relatively good. You're creating a kind of bull pennant on the weekly versus Bitcoin, and obviously as we get closer and closer to the apex, that's where you may see that breakout a little bit extended from the EMAs, to be honest with you. So if it does start to break down, that's where potentially you may have that retest of that 0786. And again, it's all on Bitcoin, isn't it? You know, what is Bitcoin doing? Is it bottomed out here? Is it marching on? Is it falling even further? No one's got a crystal ball, but we've got a little bit of a breakdown target on Bitcoin. But if it picks up and holds, then it's looking like it's got the reversal. There's some signals there that's saying potentially Bitcoin might have bottomed out at the moment, and you know, that's just good, because it means continuation of the bull market. You know, we've got a price prediction for Bitcoin of around 200k this bull market, and we do believe it's going to get there. But again, not got a crystal ball, but so far so good. So right now you could see if it did start to break out, you can at least expect some upside to the 1618 against Bitcoin, and then that further extension there, that bull pennant we've just given you, that's the flagpole. Do you see that? Boom, see you later alligator, up there to that particular level. So against Bitcoin, if it did break out this particular level of this resistance right now, you could be looking at more upside to the 1618, because you can see you didn't quite get there. You got to the 1414 where you hit your head and you've rolled back to support, and this is basically alt season. You know, when the alts pick up against Bitcoin, you're in alt season effectively, but you're not just going to go there overnight. You're going to run into resistance, as you do in any chart. So you can see that's an extra 40% appreciation against Bitcoin. But obviously, as we enter that parabola alt season stage, that's where you're going to see that huge 73% more appreciation against Bitcoin for Vechain. So that's a little update for Vechain versus Bitcoin for you. I will try and remember to add this into the daily updates, but obviously I'll ramble on that much, it gets a bit long. I do apologise. So right now, I'm just going to jump back into, I'm going to add that to the chart actually, add to watch list. So I'm going to jump back into Vechain versus USD on the 4-hourly time frame then for you. So with Vechain on a 4-hourly time frame, you can see it's actually broken out this key level of resistance right here, and effectively that's some kind of broadening descending channel, okay, and you do have a breakout target. Usually it's up to where you came from, so you could see Vechain, if it starts to march on here, okay, and continues to hold this support, because you're in a bit of a downtrend. You see how we've extended the 4-hourly EMAs there. You've got the gap between a 55 and a 20, okay. Like I said to you, it always gets drawn back like a magnet to retest the support, and you can see it's actually broken it as resistance. So that's good. You back testing its support, you hit your head on the 55, so it's good. It's basically good that you're looking at a bit of a reversal here for Vechain, because there's another little pattern. You've broken out the resistance, good, big thumbs up to that, and you've broken above the 20. Now what you want to see is obviously more upside. Vechain get back above the 55, because if it does, you've got a lovely little reversal pattern here as well. Look, I'm going to drop this little reversal pattern in for you right now. So it's effectively a W bottom. Do you see this? So what you've done, you've come down, you've made a low, then you start to come back up, you've hit a level of resistance, which is just there, do you see that? And then you've come back down, you've made a high low. So effectively, you're reversing the trend. Now right now, you can see you've hit that level of resistance. It was just shy of the 55. Do you see that? So you've actually come up against it as resistance, because once you break that key level of resistance right there, you've got a lovely little bit of upside, and I'll show you exactly what it is, okay? So if you did see Vechain sort of break out of it and break above that key level of resistance, that's where you could see a lovely little pump for Vechain of around about, and I'll drop this in for you, 15%. So what you do need to see, obviously, is Vechain to get back above this EMA. That would be a good indicator as well. The 55 EMA on the 4-hourly time frame, okay, get back above that, back test the support, because you will see that upside up to this particular price prediction right there, okay, roughly there. So two things, you need to see Vechain obviously hold to 20 at the moment, because you can see it's just slightly under it, but you still, it's not closed yet. You've got 3 hours, okay, so there's some kind of little pressure going on, but obviously you're going to run into resistance, and that's perfectly normal. So you've got this nice little reverse pattern on the go, okay, that shows that the selling pressure is running out of steam. You see this, a low, a higher low, you're running out of steam. So effectively, if you can break this key level of resistance at 0.19207, backtest it, hold to support, and then get above the 55, that's where you'll see the upside for Vechain up to that 0.222. So do look at that long opportunity, okay, and obviously only trade on the break like that, so you could be looking at a lovely 14% upside, and I would imagine at that point you're going to get a lot of confidence back into Vechain, and you're potentially going to come up to at least test these previous highs up here, okay, because this is consolidation, and it doesn't mean that you're still not going to go down to the wave C. By the way, you're not out the woods yet. The only way you're going to be out the woods, obviously, is if you break this B high or you break the local high. So you've got this local high here, which is the all-time high, obviously, as you're fully aware, and then you've got this B wave, which we're anticipating is the B wave. So if you see Vechain march on, break that, boom, see you later, bull market continued, you're not going to roll over to that 20 weekly EMA right there, and the possible C wave pullback, and this consolidation range for Vechain is over and done with effectively. It's very similar to what you've got going on here. Do you see this, where you sort of W bottom, you run out of steam, reversal pattern, you got above the EMAs, you probably around here somewhere, you sort of above the 20, trying to get back above, and that's where you could see that pump. It's basically a rinse repeat pattern of this particular event just here is going on right now for Vechain. But obviously, to get the confirmation, you've got to break above these levels of resistance, back test the support, march on to that, okay. Failing that, if you do start to break down, then obviously you're going to come down and do target these lows here. Like I said to you, if you do lose that low, then you're looking at a retest of this low, which is the low there, because that's what happens, as I've outlined in previous videos. Once you lose lows, you retest previous lows. Do you see that? And that's where you got that low there, and then essentially if you do start to lose this particular low right there, then you would roll and retest that low, so to speak. So yeah, that's Vechain in a nutshell. Hopefully hopefully it picks up here and we get the continuation, and this sort of consolidation range is out the window, and we won't go down as deep as that C wave right there, and this could just be, you know, the C wave done, because the C wave doesn't always have to be as big as the A wave. You know, it can be anything, but you've always got to anticipate the potential that it can be as big as the A wave. Okay, so that would sort of be A, B, C, done, off out of here, because effectively, just like XRP, what you've got on the cards is the high lows. And if you can come back up here, break this level of resistance up there, and get somewhere up here, you know, you're taking out that high, and you complete reverse trend there. Boom, 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 see you later, alligator off to the beach, so to speak. So that's just a quick update on Vechain. Sorry it's a bit sluggish today, but I'm sort of hanging. So take care, everyone. Back tomorrow with another update. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay tuned. Bye bye.